Hey guys, it's AlluringSimmer here, back with another speed build. And before I get started, I just wanted to remind you that if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you've been enjoying the videos. And also be sure to comment down below at the end what you guys think of this build. Are you guys excited for the new series that I will be starting within the next week or so? Or maybe even by the end of this week, because this is actually the second last build in this build series. I have been building university dorm rooms for the agents, or I guess the female agents of Valorant, in The Sims 4, because I'm going to be doing the Sims 4 8 Sim University Challenge. I think I'll put a link to the challenge in the final video of this series, because at that point we'll have started the Let's Play and then you guys can know the rules and like how it's gonna go. I also need to finish making the Sims because I've made all the rooms and I'd started making all the Sims, but I haven't made all their outfits. So that's something I'll probably be doing maybe on stream, because I think what I want to do is have all like the base of the characters done and like their everyday outfits. And then once I'm done with that, I'll do the rest of their outfits on stream because I think that'll be more fun. Or maybe I'll finish the rest of the Sims on stream as well. We'll see what happens. Speaking of streaming, if you guys are not following me on my Twitch, there's a link in the description. I stream pretty much every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and sometimes on Saturdays. When you're watching this today, I may currently be streaming on Twitch, so be sure to check that out just in case. And also feel free to follow me on Twitter and join the Discord, which is also in the description, because that is where I will notify you when I'm going live, because sometimes the Twitch notifications are a bit later than the actual stream. But let's get into this build itself. Today we are building Astra's bedroom. So far in the series, I built everyone's room except for Killjoy's. So she will be the last build that you see in this room build series. And then I'll be putting up a speed build of the entire dorm housing that I've made. What was nice about this build series was that I had already built like the main building first. Well, technically, I built the first room and then I built the main building. Because I realized that the rooms are gonna have to fit into the building and make sense. And then I just started, copying the rooms from the main housing and then using that as the base for the dorm rooms. This room was maybe one of the harder ones to do because I feel like there's not a lot of information on Astra and her lore. Possibly because she's a newer agent, possibly just because there's maybe not a lot of her interaction with like the other agents. But it was still fun to do her room. I did it mainly based off the color scheme of like her outfits. And yeah, I used stuff from Journey to Batu because her abilities involve using like astral stars, and I was like, space, Star Wars makes sense. And that was kind of fun to use in this build because I feel like I never use that pack ever, and I can never figure out where I can use it, but it was nice to be able to use it for this build. Another pack that I feel like I used a lot in this build would be Jungle Adventure. As I said, I think I mentioned this in the last video, was I've started to like filter by pack more and start to like mostly use items from like a few packs, because I realize if I ever do like upload this build on the gallery, there's a lot of packs that I've used in like the previous builds, and I realize if people want to like download these things, if they don't have all the packs, then it's like you're gonna be missing half of the items. So overall in this build, I think I used like quite a few different packs, but like the main items are from like either base game, Jungle Adventure, or what's the other one that I literally just mentioned? Oh, Journey to Batu. Um, but yeah, I want to start using items from packs that I haven't used before, like more often, just because it's like, why, why bother owning like pretty much all the packs and then not like making use out of all of the items that are there. Because I feel like there are so many items I just skip over because I'm like, oh, this is not really my style. This doesn't really suit this build. But maybe I just need to go more out of my comfort zone and like build things that I haven't built before, or, you know, come up with new ideas for things that would be able to use the packs that I don't use as often. I realize that today I'm not really talking about the room that much, but that's because this I feel like this room is pretty much the most self-explanatory out of all of the other um dorm rooms, because again, there wasn't a lot of information about Astra from like the same website where I found information about the other agents. Um, so I pretty much just went for like her color scheme plus space. So I used that little painting thing from Realm of Magic. I used like the clouds just because I was like, it's not really space, it's more just the sky, but I thought it looked cute. Um, I use the little like, I think they're actually called like floor stars or something like that. I could be wrong, but I use that like on the ground underneath her bed, like in her color scheme, because I just thought it looked cute and it made sense. Um, but yeah, finding like little clutter pieces for this room was a little bit difficult because I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I know in Parenthood there was some like space themed stuff, and then obviously Star Wars, but I feel like there's not that many like space themed things, and it's not really just space, it's more like stars, astronomy, um which is still involving space, but you know what I mean. Like I don't think there's a lot of stuff that like fit the kind of vibe that I wanted to go for this build, so that kind of made it a little bit more difficult. But overall, I think this is probably like not my favorite room out of all of them. But I don't hate it. Um, you would think that I would like it more because it's purple, and that's, well, mainly purple, and that's like my favorite color. But I think just because like the vibe just felt kind of like weird because I couldn't really find items that like fit the vision that I had in my head. Um, so it was a little bit difficult in that way. But I don't think it turned out terribly. Maybe after we start this Let's Play, I might end up like renovating her room. One thing that I decided when I like decide to make this build was I didn't want to have any like restrictions in terms of money, because realistically nobody's dorm room is gonna have this much stuff in it. But I guess the idea I was going for is more just like they bought a house together and like maybe they saved up their money, and it's not really like a university dorm room even though it has 8 bedrooms. But it's more like just shared housing, so they can decorate their rooms however they want. They have quite a bit of space. But yeah, I think over time as we like work on this Let's Play, hopefully I will be able to like change up their rooms if I like come up with new ideas as we go along. But I realize the main focus will be obviously on the Let's Play, which will be difficult in itself because I haven't done one in a while, especially not one that's a challenge. So having to figure out how to maneuver that will be interesting. Um, Especially having 8 sims in a household at a time, because I feel like when I did like my current households or like my own gameplay, I don't think I ever really had like a family or a household that had more than like 5 sims at a time, just because I was like, that is too much, unless most of them were like young adults or adults and they could like pretty much take care of themselves. But I can't imagine ever doing the 100 baby challenge. I know people have requested it, but you will never see that from me. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll say never, but you will most likely not see that from me. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. There will be screenshots at the end as per usual. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for the last part of this series where we'll be building and creating, I guess more like decorating Killjoy's room. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.